a lot of people ask you what it's like to be the first African American principal player of the New York Phil. But like, I'm so happy that you exist, and I'm thankful for all the work that you do, because I feel like being black and doing not only just music, but classical music at such a high level is difficult. And I'm just wondering, like, how does it feel? Have you ever, in your meditation, gone back and talked to your 10-year-old self and just been like, yo, dude, this has been a crazy ride? And if you could, what would you say to 10-year-old Anthony?
Yeah, it's a great question. And what's interesting about that is I do get asked that question a lot. But what I go back to answer it is literally what I would tell any other young black musician,
Okay.
like in classical musician, or maybe any other musician, period. I just this morning had a conversation with a young, talented black musician who I'd never met.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend say, I would like you to talk to this person, and they'd be happy to talk to you because they're super talented and they're just beginning their journey, having a little bit of doubt, like we all had and we all have.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to meet with them? And I said, sure. And we had a nice conversation. And basically, I told her a couple things. One is that when you have those moments where you aren't sure if you deserve something or if you belong or if you, like all of us, are not good enough, first and foremost you have to come back to the place of self kindness and self love. So you have to be, in a way, you have to be proud of yourself. And like I said earlier, if we wait till the world gives us validation, or the world says that we're good enough, or others around us congratulate us or respect us or even treat us kindly, we might be waiting a really long time. So like I said, once again, the only person that is really valuable, that one should train to encourage yourself, is yourself. And that, I think, especially with the added pressures and the added barriers that maybe exist being a black person, is really necessary to have like extra self-love when you yourself might doubt what that is based on your skin color. And because that built-in doubt happens with humans in general, and then on top of that you have this societal thing that get kind of seeps into your head. We can try to ignore it as much as we
Yeah, but
want.
it
We
seeps
can try to
in.
ignore it as
Yeah.
much as you want,
Mm-hmm.
but it seeps in there, like somebody's telling you you could be that statistic. You could be
Yeah.
at
One
every
in 10, right?
turn,
One in
right? And
10.
even when, as black people know, when you walk into a store or you see a cop, you think, wait, what did I do wrong? You know, like you tell
Wow.
yourself that. You tell yourself that, and so wait a second, no, you have to constantly say, I did nothing wrong.
I play clarinet, bro.
I you have to, even no one can look at you at all, and yet I find myself being aware of myself, of that thought that I somehow need to straighten up and be like, I didn't do anything wrong. Yes,
Grasp with that.
yes, and it's like that doesn't come from like nature. That comes from like this stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, having said that, what you have to do is just counteract that with a lot of self pride,
Mm-hmm.
self love. Be prideful in a way that is humble and
Mm-hmm.
full of love for yourself. And that's where it all starts. Also, knowing that if you make the right decision, you do the right things, and you do the work, and you stay focused on that self love, that self inward thoughts about what my goals are, how I can look at the world and go forward and do the work that I'm passionate about and that I love, then everything will work out okay. It's when we let the other stuff from outside, the external forces and sometimes internal forces, self sabotage and sabotage our journeys, then that can get complicated. And it's unfortunate when that happens. And we know that happens a lot to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. So we have to constantly, yeah, it's not fight, but we have to constantly counteract that force. And with focus, I would call it, it's attention to what it is that is our gift. And that is very important. Or what are we here for? And if it happens to be music, if it happens to be art, if it happens to be whatever, if we center that in ourselves, and every day we have to remind ourselves when we get down and those other voices come in, it can be, I think, really helpful. And amazing. Also knowing that there are lots of people that are rooting for you too. I had an old teacher say, I did the right thing for you because I believed in you. And this is a teacher who was white. A lot of my mentors and friends and teachers and supporters over the years were white. I mean, that's not racial. What's important is that you find those people that believe in you and listen to them. Listen to those people, not anybody else. Everyone wants to focus on all the negativity and the hate out there. And like, how did you get through? Well, you know what? Those voices were coming from all kinds of different areas in my life, the negative ones. And so the people that I love and I appreciate are the ones that were the opposite of that.